Hi there, Dr. Vicki Lemper here with the Shift Happens channel. Welcome back, and look who's here. Little Miss Riley is here. She so wanted to be in one of my videos, so she's lazily just sitting there listening. And again, hey, this is a big celebration. This is the 100th video, so welcome back, and I so appreciate all of you. Today, we are going to talk about triggers and how we can overcome them and actually use them to our benefit, because they are there for our benefit. That is part of the road to manifesting all of our desires. And so in the comments, I want you to write, I am transcending all of my triggers with love. I am transcending all of my triggers with love. And you're going to figure out how to do that by the end of this video. So again, like, share, comment. And if you want some coaching, go ahead and contact me at shifthappenslifecoaching at gmail.com. All right, so let's get into it. And we might get into this and start kind of weaving in a different area, but the main point is that triggers are there to help you. Even though they don't feel good, even though you think you're going on the right path, and all of a sudden, bam, 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 the 3D offers you some contrast. And it might send you reeling. And oftentimes what happens, a lot of my clients come to me and said, you know, I'm doing all these things, and then this is what happened. And then they start doubting. They're like, this law of assumption doesn't work. I don't believe in this. And I don't think this is, what am I doing wrong, right? And so it just gets them off course a little bit. But let's take a look at triggers a little bit differently, all right? You can do 3 different things when you encounter contrast. You can either absorb it and take it on and really go down into the low hole of depression and despair. Or you can reflect it and say, okay, here comes the contrast. Fine, I'll give it right back to you, even worse, right? Which doesn't do anything other than gains that momentum in that negative, approach, right? So you can absorb it, go down and be depressed and full of despair, or you can reflect it and go, fine, you're going to toss me this, I'm going to do that, which really acts in manipulation. So if your SP is like not texting you back or something like that, and you're like, and then they finally text you and you're like, I'm not going to text them for a while because I'm going to teach them a lesson, right? Or maybe they come at you and say, I don't want to ever see you again. Fine, I never wanted to see you in the beginning, whatever. You come back with them, it's like, I see you and I'm going to raise you a little more frustration, right? And so you get kind of into that negative motivation or like momentum. The third thing is transcending those triggers, and that is where the power lies, right? You encounter that contrast, your SP says or does something, or they may not do what you expect them to do, and then all of a sudden it triggers you, and you're like, boom, ooh, and a lot of times it's always steeped, especially with our specific person. But again, this applies to all areas, love, money, and health, right? And so, no matter the subject, the same method is always helps to transcend those negative triggers. So take a minute and ask yourself and kind of get into a place. Feel the feels. Get angry. Be angry. Get it out. Because the minute you start shoving it down or ignoring, or I'm going to just go off the subject, you have to feel it, especially in the moment when you are feeling that negative emotion. Go with it. And if you need to punch a pillow, do it. If you need to cry it out. And why me? Just get ugly with it, right? Sit with it, get ugly with it, because it's temporary. Every emotion is temporary, whether it's happy or sad or blah, 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 right? So sit with it, get it out. Once you feel yourself kind of coming down, or, maybe you're coming up from despair and you're feeling a little bit better, go deep, go down and into yourself and go into a meditative moment where you're like, where did I feel this before? What exactly, where is this coming from? Try to find that specific emotion. Maybe it's jealousy, maybe it's abandonment or not belonging or not being seen or not being heard or, never being chosen, whatever that piece is. Okay, now you're going to soothe that. So let's pretend You are a friend, and a friend is coming to you and they are super upset, right? And you're like, what do you do to help get rid of the triggers? And that friend's like, well, usually I meditate. And then you just say, okay, well then go meditate. That's not being a very good friend. What you want to do is, when you are in that moment of, finding that specific negative emotion, you want to soothe yourself and reassert yourself as, hey, you are chosen, you are heard, you are valued. So what I'm getting back to the example. So if I were a friend and some friend comes to me and says, gosh, I'm feeling horrible. My SP did this and this and that. Okay, so you don't want to gain momentum with that, but you're going to reassert and help them with their self-concept. And so, if you don't ask, well, what do you usually do about your triggers? Oh, I meditate, and then you just leave them alone. No, you want to be that person, that friend that helps them through it. No, you are seen. You are chosen. You are valued. You are a beautiful soul. You have so much going for you. You are that cheerleader helping them on. Okay? So now let's go back to our example. Let's say the SP said something. You get triggered. You're feeling the emotions. You feel them out. You get angry. You cry. You do all these things. And then you sit with it and go, what is it? What is it exactly? You find that specific emotion, and then you self-soothe yourself. Wait a minute. I am a good person. I am chosen. A lot of people love who I am. I am necessary. I am valued. I am heard. I am soothing myself. Do all these self-concept, beautiful things to help self-soothe you. And then here's where you can really transcend that trigger. Once you get into that self-soothing, then you find yourself into that spot where you're like, where did I feel this before? Okay. And then revise, and then just sit with it and go, it doesn't have to even be a specific moment in your time. You might not even know it, but you're like, God, I kind of felt it at some point. And it doesn't have to be from birth to 7 years old. It could be 10 years ago, right? It could be when you're 20. I don't care. There's a moment in time that really stuck with you that said, careful. If you put yourself out there and try to love, you're going to get rejected. And so find that girl, and try to find that person that, kind of made you feel that way, right? And have them apologize to you. And don't sit there too long. It doesn't have to take long. This healing could be a matter of a minute, and you just feel it, and you just hear the words, listen, I love you. I am so sorry you felt that way after this encounter. So you revise that situation, or revise that feeling, or revise that moment, and have the apology, and then you accept it, and then you tell each other you love each other. That quick revision, and then get off that subject. Once you revise it, be done. I really, really advise people not to be into that revision moment too long. Don't linger in the past, right? Just heal it, transcend it with love, compassion, and forgiveness, because that will help you to open your heart even more. Okay? So what I want you to do, there's 3 options when you encounter those triggers. You could absorb it and take it on, which doesn't do you any good. It just keeps you going on. Or you can reflect it and say, fine, if you're going to do that, I'll do that too, which is manipulation, right? Or you can transcend it. You feel it, you identify that emotion, you revise that emotion where you feel like it popped up in your timeline or in your life, and then you let it go and you forgive it. You forgive and you have love with that moment of uncomfortable moments where it kind of triggered an emotion. So you revise it with love and forgiveness. I hope this makes sense to you. And I'll do more and more videos on this, because I really believe this is actually a key to really understanding manifesting and believing in the law of assumption and knowing what to do with yourself. All right. Riley's really excited about this too. So again, in the comments, go ahead and write, I am transcending my triggers with love. All right. I so appreciate everyone here comment, like, subscribe. Let's build this community. If you enjoy learning how to manifest with ease and love and enjoyment and fun, go ahead and contact me at shifthappenslifecoaching@gmail.com. You can also sign up on my Calendly. All the information is below. I love to hear from you. My clients are making great strides in love, money, and health. I primarily work with a lot of clients that are really looking at their love and money. So, all right, thank you for everything. I so appreciate you. This is my 100th video. Yay, how fun. And Riley's excited about it too. She's going to go do some laps. I'm going to go get on the Peloton. I'm going to go work out, have a balanced life, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.